Hello, everybody. How's it going? Can you see me? Why is it not doing? There it goes. Hi, how's it going tonight? Oh, it's been a long day. Yes. Yes, Bruce, yeah. Doesn't make a mama's heart any more comforted, unfortunately. But yeah. Oh, not much going on today. I just had one school out of two cancel. Actually, out of three schools, because I pick up my cousin's kids at a third school. So my oldest son, his school canceled for today because of ice, his first half of the day. And then the boys had second half of the day. And by the time I got the first one to school, my second son was calling to come home sick. He had a headache. So, of course, you have to go get him and, check him over for everything else. But it was just a headache. And then go pick up all the other kids and get home. So I just ate something real quick and here I am. So does anybody have any questions? Probably Bruce. Yes. Yeah. Your mom doesn't know half the stuff you did in the Army, which is a very good thing. She might have a heart attack finding out now. My parents were at Fort Bragg in World War II. And my dad served out of Fort Bragg and went overseas to the Philippines. My mom, they were married, so they were there. They got married right before he went in. So my mom went down there with him to married housing. And she said you could see the great outdoors right through the walls because they had great big slats for air conditioning through the walls down there. And one day she said they came through and said, hey, anybody want a job for the day? And so she signed up for the job for the day and found out it was picking cotton. And she was a farm girl, so she spent the day picking cotton. But there's a couple strange things. I have pictures of my parents. My mom and dad and another couple were newlyweds. And they changed into each other's clothes. So my mom was in my dad's uniform. My dad was in my mom's dress. It must have been really hard to find entertainment before television. But the other couple did the same thing, and then they all took pictures, and it was apparently very hilarious back then. So there's some strange things that go on down there at Fort Bragg. I have never got to go. My son was stationed there for 4 years. And I wanted to go the whole time he was down there, and I never got a chance to go because that's where my dad went. My dad's last Army reunion was there, and my brother took him. I couldn't go, and I really wish I'd have got to go and seen. They said it was nothing like when he was there in the 40s or 50s, whenever they were down there. I don't remember the dates. But yeah, it was quite interesting down there. So. Yes, that is a good canner. So yes, you should be able to can 7-quart jars in that canner. And I looked it up to double check my memory, and you can 7 quarts. I believe that's the same size that Becca has that we use, that you see on my videos. Is the 921. You can't stack pints, but you can still do quarts and pints in it. You just can't double stack anything. So it's a good one. I would go ahead and get that. That's, like I said, that's the same size we're using in all the videos. If it's just juice, you can it. It's 15-minute water bath. So if you just have the juice, it's 15 minutes water bath. If you get any of the white pith in there, it's going to be bitter. So you want to make sure that you keep that out of it. And then don't just throw away your orange peels. You can throw those in vinegar, and even regular household vinegar you buy from the store. It doesn't have to be homemade. And that makes a wonderful cleaning solution. It will actually repel oil off surfaces. So that makes a fabulous cleaning solution. So don't throw away the peels either. Use a potato peeler and get the zest off the peels and throw them in your vinegar. Hey, welcome, Maccabees Everyday Survival. Hi, Daryl Krupla. Let me see. What's this say? What's the one thing you would advise always to have the most on hand if stores get sparse, and how much? That's a tough question. Right now, given the state of current events we were just talking about earlier in the chat before the live started, I'd recommend everybody has either some hard red wheat berries or 50-pound bag of flour in their cabinet, because Ukraine is the 9th producer of wheat in the world, and they're not going to be producing wheat this year. So that's where I would be putting my efforts right now if I didn't have flour. I have vacuum sealed quite a bit of flour, but I would be thinking on flour right. That would be my advice right now, is flour. Make sure you have a little bit of everything. Start putting away what you can put away, a little bit extra. Salt, vinegar, lemon juice would be the first 3 things, because I can use those to preserve other foods. So those are the first 3 things I would grab, in general speaking, current events aside. And then right now with current events, I'd be doing flour and chicken. Those are the 2 things right now I'd be working on. But that's me. Yes, you can can grapefruit, but the white, you either have to get all of the white pith out, or you need to use pectinase enzyme, and you can get it off Amazon, sorry. And that pectinase enzyme, not to be confused with the pectin you use to make jelly, it's a separate thing, will dissolve that pith and take away the bitterness. So those beautiful, perfect little store-bought jars that you can't see any of the white membrane on, those had pectinase put on them, and that's why they taste good and not bitter. So, but thanks for asking, Miss Southern Belle. RC has a question. I canned 25 pounds of dry packed chicken breast for the first time in the Instant Pot Max. Is it possible to pack too much in the jar so that the canner might not get hot enough? No. You should be able to fill your jar very tightly when you're raw packing meat, because it's going to shrink. And the video I did today that came out with the pork carnitas, you see me with my fist punching down in the wide mouth jar, punching that pork right down and packing it as tight as I can, because jars are expensive, lids are hard to find, and I want a full jar, not a half empty jar of food. So yeah, you can do that, and it should be no problem, just like the regular canner. It will be fine. Hi, Beach Flower. We were just talking about Texas. Okay, Brad. Yes, orange peel and vinegar. It's wonderful. I always try to keep my orange peels in my vinegar. I have a cleaning bottle of vinegar, and I just throw the peels in, even the ones the kids eat, because, I mean, if I peel them for the kids. Yep. You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, beef stew is wonderful. Wonderful. We actually made a roast in the Instant Pot, talking about the Instant Pot here, last night, and I took and got a whole quart of broth off that roast, and I'm canning a quart of beef broth, and that'll be soup. Yes, when I started Rebel Canners, there was nobody else by that name and I am the original Rebel Canners on Facebook. That is correct. And I also have a book by the same name. So that is me. I have about 7 or 8 copycats right now, but mine is the group with the black banner, and we have over 100,000 people in the group. So yes, that's me. Oh, well, welcome. Any friend of Josh's is a friend of mine. So welcome, welcome. Hey, Leanne. Hi. I can put the link in if you want to come up. Let me see here. You're welcome to come up. I know you might be busy. If you can't, that's fine. I just don't have a guest tonight. I'm just kind of hanging out by myself. So if anybody that is a YouTuber I'm familiar with wants to come up, the link's in the chat now. Oh, you're welcome, Beach Flower. I really enjoy doing it. That's why I started the Facebook group to help answer questions. And then I got tired of kind of answering the same questions over and over again. So I'm like, I should do a video on this. And that's where the YouTube came from then, is trying to answer the most frequently asked questions in the group. So I started doing videos. Ooh, yes. Yes. Freezer camp is wonderful. Very wonderful. Oh, okay, that's all right. Thank you, Homestead Aquarius. You're always welcome to lurk, and you're always welcome to come up, and you don't have to show your face if you ever decide you want to come up on one of my lives. I know your voice anywhere. So. I do post the same exact videos I post here. I post on Odyssey, and that does have the Bitcoin and the crypto cash attached to it that you can somehow donate that way or support that way. And I have not ever got any support yet. I just started there. So if you want to, it is available over there with the same videos. This video, as soon as it's done and up to Facebook or sorry, I'm not on Facebook Live yet. Up on YouTube, will then post directly to Odyssey later today. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, that's okay. I'm trying to keep up. I'm not probably keeping up with the regular one, but oops, sorry, just got a text. I have a hard time keeping up with the chat too. Yes, what is for supper at your house, Mennonite Farmhouse? We do want to know, very much so. Hi, my table of 3. Thank you for coming in. Hello to How to Garden. Thank you for coming in too. Ooh, Leanne. Pork loin chops with mac and cheese, homegrown broccoli, and cauliflower. You were making us hungry. And she can cook. If you guys have not checked out her channel, you really need to go check out her channel. Especially if you need lessons on making bread. Susie Jacobson's in the house. Thank you for coming in and supporting me. Thank you. But yeah, here for supper we just had leftovers. So I called dibs on the chicken and dumplings. that was what I wanted for supper tonight. Hi, Charlotte. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. So I will take you up on that, Brad 21. I need to learn about it. I have very limited with that. There was not here, but Saginaw, Michigan, they were using it where the businesses would trade with Bitcoin kind of a currency back in the 90s, and I benefited greatly from my friend's business that did a lot of business and took Bitcoin as payment. And then he would trade it for taking us all out for dinner and stuff when we did some work for him or helped him out. So, yes. Aw, thank you, Carpenter Self-Reliance. I've been watching your channel. I'm very jealous. You got some beautiful muscadine grapes. Fishes need some advice, Leanne. Hi, Andy. Thank you. But, yeah. So tonight was leftovers. So you guys are making me hungry, even though I just ate. But I had to get home, get warmed up. It's really icy, and the weather is really nasty here. And so once I got home for the night, I just really wanted to warm up, and then I had this live to do in 30 minutes. So, yeah. But I didn't really plan a topic tonight. I was hoping everybody had some questions. I do have something interesting for Saturday. Do you guys want to hear what we're doing? Yes, I agree, Brad. Saturday, we are going to have a guest, and it is a very new YouTube channel, and she is a member of Rebel Canners. And there was a little thing going on. You know, all Facebook groups have drama. There's a little drama going on. And she messaged me and asked if she could post her videos. And if you know me, anybody who asks, I will let them post a video on Rebel Canners as long as it's canning related. And so she, in the middle of this snafu, messaged me and asked if she could post her video. And I think it's really super interesting. That's not, her channel isn't necessarily all canning things. There's a bunch of stuff going on in her channel. Like I said, it's very new. And I said, how about coming and being my guest on Saturday? And so Saturday, she is coming to be my guest, the two of them. And I think you will find their canning video very unique and very interesting. So don't miss Saturday. I'm going to go see. I have to check something here. Yeah, they're going to be here on Saturday. So, yeah. So come on in and check that out. Sorry about that. Who do we have in here? Oh, Susie says they have snow coming. Well, if you're getting that on Tuesday, I will be getting it on Wednesday because I'm kind of across the pond from you. Going back a little bit up here in the thing. And then, Little House in the Big Woods snuck in. Welcome. And then, whoops, I lost that coming. Yeah. I've been really working on building a community close to me. We have a lot of friends that we just barter and trade between ourselves. Things from our farm and our produce and things that we make. And or my sons will go and clean out chicken coops and get a chicken or a rabbit or, bushel of apples out of the deal for all three. And so it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to do that. But it's good to have it close by too. Let's see. Back down here. sorry about the background noise. I have not, because I'm not having a lot of luck. My old house, I could not ferment sauerkraut. It would mold really fast. And I did try to do a video to do it here, and it is not doing very much. I had, I think, little hands getting in my sauerkraut, and the top of it molded. So I haven't had much luck here either. I'm going to give it another try very soon when cabbage comes back in season. I am really trying to eat a lot more fermented foods for my gut health. It's really good for your immune system. And so I'm really doing a lot with fermented foods. I just have not been, and I have watched Sandor Katz a couple of times. And it's like, oh, it's so easy. And I just get this, yeah, this scum of mold. It's not even like scum, it's mold. And I've got the weights. I don't know. I think it also has to do with my water here. So when I'm not in town anymore, I'm gonna do something different. See if that works. Oh, you got it already. Then I'm in for some bad weather soon. Oh, come on. This is no fun. You don't want to ice skate in the car? I've done that a couple times. It's, I wouldn't want to ice skate in Tennessee in a car either. It's not the straights that get you, it's the sudden downs on the side of the hill that get you. Nice. Bountiful Harvest, Abby, welcome. Oh. So what are the right moon signs? Because I am very much into that and willing to try to see if that works for me too. Yes, I have done vanilla bean. I have a perpetual homemade vanilla going. I also am in the Indiri vanilla bean Facebook group. If you're buying your vanilla beans anywhere else, you are wasting your money, because that is the cheapest place I've ever seen vanilla beans, and I love it. I'm buying them from all over. I've bought a couple different countries vanilla beans to try, and they do have different tastes. It's kind of interesting. I really love Mexican vanilla, and I'm quite often around here at flea markets and stuff. We have a huge population of people that go back and forth, and you can quite often get Mexican vanilla really cheap until recently. And then I started doing my own vanilla bean when I couldn't do that. I also do mint extract and a couple other ones. I've used the orange peels to make orange extract too. Speaking of orange peels, a little orange peel, a little vodka, makes a little orange extract. Ooh, lots of cars in the ditch. I heard there was a really bad accident also in Pennsylvania. I got the steal of a deal on a Berkey last summer, and I just have to get the filters for it now. But I got a Berkey for $50, and it's a big one. It's not the biggest, but it's a great big one, and I am in love. Right now, I just put good water in it. I don't have to worry about filtering, but I want to get the filters, so if I'm ever using it with other water, I'll have it. I weighed my cabbage and then put the salt in according to my cabbage weight. And I got the recipe from the Sandor Katz, The Art of Fermentation. So I don't remember what it was, but that's the one I've used both times, because that's my go-to for ferments, is Sandor Katz. And then if you're in the Rebel Fermenting group, there is a gentleman in there that posts quite often, and he is fabulous, and he has wrote a couple books on fermenting. Pascal Balder, he used to live on the West Coast, but now he is living in a van and traveling all over and doing all sorts of wild ferments from all over the United States. think he's in Arizona right now. He was like in Minnesota getting clay for some clay pots, and now I think he went to Arizona for the winter. And I love to check out his recipes. He put some things together that I would never in a million years think of. And then he does all these pictures, and I'm like, I just want to go to his house and have dinner and eat all this weird stuff that I wouldn't think that I would like until I see how he's fermenting it. And then I'm like, oh, that is so delicious. So you'll have to check out the Rebel Fermenters Facebook too, and maybe tell me what I'm doing wrong in there, because I've got a couple posts in there about it. I have checked out the Fermented Homestead, and she's doing the Fermented February collab, and I did a couple fermented pickle recipes in honor of that. I always do them in February because when I kind of start looking at what I'm going to do in my garden in February, and I start collecting my recipes, and those were too good to share, not to share now, even before I've done a crock of pickles with them. They were really old recipes. I love the old recipes. I love getting a 150-year-old cookbook or somebody's 150-year-old recipe in a community cookbook. I love them. I imagine that Pittsburgh would have its own share of lovely weather and ice. Not sure about that. I'm not a big fan of celery juice. Hi, Teasers Pleasers. If you have not checked out her channel, you need to go check it out too. She has quite a few canning videos that she's just put out, and they're all really yummy. Oh, here we go. So don't do it if the signs are in the feeder bowl. It will smell like dirty feeder poop. I think I did the dirty feet one. I can claim that one. My last batch was definitely had a, yeah, my sauerkraut. I'm still working on it. Working on my sauerkraut. I'm working on my sandwich bread. 10 feet of snow than I, well, I don't know about, 10 inches. Okay. 10 inches of snow. Okay. Yeah. It's a lot easier to drive on snow than it is ice. Facebook, I'll send you the link. It's the INDRIE Facebook group. And I'll send you a link. I've got your email. Oh, we're friends on Facebook. I'll send you the link. Yes. I'll tell you what. I'll find the link to the Facebook group and I'll just put it in this video description. Hello. Welcome. We are just taking canning questions, talking about cryptocurrency and what we should be stocking up in light of current events. So welcome, John. You're always welcome. Cookbooks from the 1950s. Wow. I love old cookbooks. I absolutely love old cookbooks. I have a bunch that were my mother's, and then I picked them up at thrift stores and garage sales. Double bonus points if there's handwritten notes in the margins. I love old cookbooks. The last one I got had that chicken feed started recipe. I also shared that because I think right now all of us might want to have a little knowledge on how to take care of our livestock if we can't get to the feed store. Puppy bumped your phone. That's all right. I've got kids in the background. They've been screaming and yelling and running around. They're having fun. They're playing. The neighbor girl's over playing with the grandkids. Ooh, 1926 and 1934. I have the reprint of the 1900 manual to my stove, which includes a bunch of recipes. So I think that's my oldest one, although I have seen a few older cookbooks I didn't own. There's a few of them you can find online too, and I like to go online. There's PDFs you can find, have some really good old recipes, but at a certain point they get too old to understand unless you're speaking Old English. Josh, save the aluminum foil for the hats. Save them for the hats. You got to have it for the hats and the campfire. When you're campfire cooking, you need the aluminum foil. Don't waste it. Good advice. Stock up on proteins. You need energy if you have to conduct any operations. Yes. I just did pork. I found it 99 cents a pound for pork shoulders. And so I just did pork carnitas. That video came out today. In the same canner, I had a bunch of soup bones, all sorts of kinds. And I made broth because when we were sick, we pretty much decimated the broth here. So I did a ton of broth. Yes. I did a ton of broth, and I put vegetables with it that I had. And, so I did soup starter. And I'm just trying to stock up. And then I did one canner load of split pea soup while I was at it. I took some of the broth and vegetables and added split peas and made split pea soup. So I actually had 9 quart jars in my canner, and there was 6 different things. So sometimes you batch can. I'm gonna do a video on that too, where you got a bunch of stuff and you batch it all together. Yes, beans, rice, and sea salt. You can survive on it, but I did a review of a cookbook not too long ago, and it is Diet for a Small Planet. It talks about combining proteins. There are many ways to get complete proteins besides just the bean and rice. And so if you have that old copy of the book, Diet for a Small Planet, in my cookbook reviews, you'll see it. And you really, if you're thinking seriously about food storage, there is nothing else I would recommend other than having that book so that you can do complete proteins and stay healthy. Because it's not good enough just to eat the same thing over and over again. You're going to get sick of it. You're not going to want to eat it. And it's not good. And she has a lot of recipes that don't require meat to make complete proteins. Wow, over 3,000 cookbooks. That is an impressive collection. Yes. If you need anybody to help you go through that collection, I would love, just teasing. Okay, I'll have to check that out. The broth I made yesterday had lamb bones, beef bones, pork bones, pork broth or beef broth, and I put in every vegetable I had in the house. I did parsnips, carrots, celery, onions, a lot of onions, garlic, and it'll just be soup base. So. Hi, Emma, 3010. Welcome. Yes, surviving is one thing. Being in condition to run around, work your garden, and to defend yourself is something else. Yes, 2 different things. I want to be the latter, not the former. I want to be in good condition and take care of things. Yeah. Oh, boys. Yes, and I do store a lot of black beans. Black beans are something that grows around here quite well. I did a video on going to your local elevator and buying beans in bulk. And so I have a variety of beans I bought in bulk locally. So, but I don't want to live on just beans. I canned milk 7 years ago, and I had done it before with my mother. I don't remember how long she kept it on the shelf. Not very long, 3-4 years tops. So I canned it 7 years ago, and every year I open a jar, and every year it's been fine. So right now, I can tell you from personal experience, longer than 7 years. That's great, except when you're exerting a lot of energy. So if the status quo is good, you don't need the fats. But if you're living somewhere like the Arctic Circle, Alaska, Michigan, where it's very, very cold, you're going to need some of that fat to survive, especially where it's cold. So it really depends on the area of the country you're living in and what kind of stress situations you're in. If you're in a stressful situation, you're going to need to keep a minimum of some fat in that broth. Plus, fat is flavor, so you don't want it too skimmed out. You can always skim it out later. I have a cookbook addiction. I'll admit it. I buy every time I go to a thrift store. I head straight to the cookbook section to look and see if there's anything good. But it's okay, right, if I use it as an excuse, because then I have, inspiration for videos. I can try new recipes and then share them with you guys if I like them. Hi, Laura. I do not have a grain grinder. I do have a mortar and pestle, but I don't have a grain grinder. I do not store a lot of grain as in wheat berries, which I probably should. I do have a coffee grinder that I use to grind beans for flour. It's just been too expensive for me to buy one, to be perfectly honest. And that's the only reason I haven't got one. If I were making my own bread, I would really regret not having one. But I don't do it enough right now to make it worth. Yes, it will fight off cold and flu, especially if you get enough garlic and onions in there. Rebecca's home from the store. Yes. Aha, $2. Nice. Yes, MREs do have a high fat content because you guys are marching on your stomach and you guys are burning an enormous amount of calories every day, carrying around enormous backpacks. So yes, your fat content is, and your use is much higher.
I always thought it was ironic that they call them meals ready to eat when they're really not very edible, depending on what you get.
I've liked some and I've really not liked some.
Same here.
I've tried several.
I've tried a few.
My son used to bring them home when he was in, I don't know what you call it, the time between when you signed up before you leave. So in that time frame, he would bring them home. His recruiter would give them to him so he could buff up because he was not buff enough. He was kind of a skinny beanpole, and they wanted him fatter when he went in. So they actually gave him MREs to fatten him up. True story.
Okay.
Canning dairy. I have canned milk. I also have canned my own coffee creamers and flavored coffee creamers, and I can butter. Okay, the process for canning milk is incredibly easy. You put cold milk into sanitized jars, pints. Very important here. We're talking pints. We're not talking quarts. You put them into pints. You put them in your pressure canner. You bring your pressure canner up to 5 pounds of pressure. Yes, I specified 5 pounds of pressure. 5. Listen again. 5. I normally would bring my canner up to 10, but milk is an exception to the rule. Yes, you heard that right. Milk is an exception to the 10-pound rule for my area, you would only do it for 5. So if your altitude in area was 15, you would do 10. If your altitude is 5, you still do 5 because that's the lowest. Got it? Okay. So you bring it up to 5 pounds of pressure. As soon as it comes up to 5 pounds of pressure on your canner and you've vented it, you've let it come up to 5 pounds of pressure, it's at 5 pounds of pressure, you turn it off. Your time is done. Now you leave your canner. You do not touch it. You do not open it. The pressure comes all the way down. You do not touch it. You do not open it. You put your little hand on it. If it is still warm to the touch, you leave it there. When it is now cool to the touch, room temperature, then you open it, take your jars out, and you are done. I know that sounds weird. It goes against everything else that we do, but milk is an exception to the rule. It is a high acid, it's lactic acid. So it is just, hi, Extreme Adventures. We were just talking about you, but I didn't tell them your name. It is an exception to all the rules. So there is no time, just a pressure, and the pressure is different than your usual pressure. Okay. And like I said, I did it that way. I've kept it 7 years. Also, when you're doing milk, do not wipe the rims with vinegar. Just wipe it with a dry cloth. Put your lids on your rings. Do not wipe with vinegar. You will wind up with cottage cheesy stuff. Nasty. So, and I did do a video. So I do have a video on canning milk. I taught Becca how to do it. Oh, Mennonite Farmhouse is going to do a video on how to make bread using the wheat that my husband grew last summer. Do you have a wheat grinder, Leanne? I'm assuming you do if you're using your own wheat. So, okay. Flourless chocolate cake would count for mostly protein. Do you know that you can grind really old beans? So you know those beans you put back for Y2K that are hard as rocks in your storage somewhere that you didn't rotate out, that are now like never going to soften to cook? Those beans you grind up in your coffee grinder, and you can substitute bean flour for up to 1/3 of your all-purpose flour in any recipe to make whatever you're making higher protein. So you can use it in bread, you can use it in anything you would use all-purpose flour for. You can substitute up to 1/3 of the volume with bean flour. And the older beans work perfect. So if you've had something in your storage for way too long, dig out the old beans. Don't try to soften them because you never will. And use them for bean flour instead. Hey, it's my favorite young ladies. The Vineyard Chicks are here. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming in, everybody. Fishes and Loaves says, hi, Rebecca. Yeah, she's always sneaking around. This is her craft room. I'm really borrowing her house and her craft room and, you know.
My internet, my computer, everything.
Yeah, it's her internet, her computer. Yeah,
We share. I don't mind.
Lori's World. Hi, Miss Lori. Ooh, welcome. Can you get organic wheat berries from where you get black beans? Organic? No. That's the problem. I can get wheat berries, but I don't think I'd be able to get any organic around here. Organic is not as popular here in central Michigan as it is in other parts of the country. So I don't have that many organic farms around me to get organic. And I really don't want anything that has been sprayed with Roundup. Personal preference. Oh, yep. And that's what I do too, is I make bean, I use my pinto beans for refried beans. And I bought my coffee grinder at the thrift store, and I love it. It works perfect. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. Meals rejected by everyone. Yes, Bruce.
Yes.
But if you're hiking, I took them hiking when I went on the Appalachian Trail. I took MREs hiking with me, and there were some pretty good ones in there. But yeah, I had to taste them before I took them because I made the mistake the first leg of my hiking trip of not testing my food before I went. And we don't want to talk about what happens to beef stroganoff in your backpack after 4 days of hiking straight up a mountain with nowhere to get rid of it and bears. It's just not pretty. It's pretty nasty. So, there is one meal company I will never eat their food ever again. And I don't care how cheap they sell their little white pails of food. I never. No.
I love kids.
Delayed entry program. Yes. Oh, Brad was in the Army too. Yes. When you are truly hungry. See, that's the problem with most of us in America. We've never been truly hungry. And we don't understand that. But yes, even MREs, you know, there's always a way to doctor stuff up. That's why they put those little sauce packets and the Tabasco sauce in there. And there's always a way to doctor it up to make it. And that's another thing I would recommend if you're doing prepping your pantry. Be sure to prep your pantry with a lot of condiments. You know, ketchup, mustard, ranch covers a lot of things. Oh, you know. Yeah. Candy milk is your next project. Awesome. It is so easy. It is so easy. Your mom will have a blast having it on the shelf and not having to worry about fluctuating prices at the store. Yes, you still vet for 10 minutes, the same as always, or whatever your pressure canner says, but most of them say 10 minutes. So you vet for 10 minutes, put on your weight, wait till you get up to the 5 pounds of pressure, and turn it off. If you don't, you will wind up with very caramelized milk. If you try to cook it any longer, it will turn almost a creamy brown, and it will be very sweet. Still edible, still drinkable. It just won't taste like milk. It'll taste more like coffee creamer or something. I have done 2%, and I've done whole milk, and I've done 1%. I don't think we did any fat-free. If there was any fat-free, we mixed it with the other. I got a lot of milk last year when schools were out of session from the schools. My kids get reduced lunch, and so they were sending home a lot of food to the kids while we were on computer learning. And so the kids wouldn't drink all the milk they sent home. I mean, there was one time we got 3 gallons for the week. And so we canned a lot of milk, and a lot of milk I wouldn't buy because I usually buy the kids whole milk. Oh, okay. So she uses her Vitamix to do her wheat flour. Okay. Oh, Gil. Unfair. I can smell it from here. I love fresh homemade bread. Hint, hint, Becca.
He used a bread maker. I don't have one of those.
I know you don't have one of those. You have to do it by hand.
I do have to do it by hand. I don't even know how to use a bread maker. I had one, and I don't know how to use it.
I know. You gave it to me.
I know. And it's
yes, you can do it with raw milk because it pasteurizes it at the same time as you're doing it. So yes, you can use raw milk. Although I would make sure that I took the cream off the top because raw milk got more butter fat than store-bought whole milk, and so you will want to take that off and use it to make butter. You won't want to waste it by canning it because it'll just float to the top, and then you'll have to shake it to get it back in there, and you don't really need that for the taste of milk. So I wouldn't waste it. I'd make butter and then can it with the rest of it. Yeah, I found that, and I have been doing that for a long time. I had a couple kids that I don't want to say, they didn't really like a lot of protein, meat wise, and so I would sneak beans into cakes, cookies, dumplings, just about anything you'd find flour. In fact, my all-purpose flour may have had bean flour right in it from the get-go, so nobody noticed me mixing. It was all mixed up in there. So I made sure that my kids got the right amount of protein. And if you have one that may not like to eat protein either, that might be a good way to sneak some protein into his diet. There are some secrets to getting them to soften. Number one secret is not to add salt until they've softened. And then it takes a while. There's a little trick with baking soda my grandma used to try. So there are a lot of ways to get them to soften. Pressure canning will soften your beans for you too. So you can can some of your older beans and they will soften quite well just in the canning process. But if you add salt first, they may never soften. I don't know. There's something about the salt. Yeah, I've looked around here for a grain, a used one, and they just, nobody ever has them. Yes, Azure Standard is probably good. Unfortunately, they don't deliver to my area, so I would have to drive an hour and a half for my pickup. And
What's that?
Azure Standard.
Oh,
It's a bulk order place. It's
I've
really
never
good.
heard of it.
Oh, I'll show you the catalog after we're done here.
We have them?
No, it's online.
Oh, okay. Is it like seeds and stuff?
No, it's like spices, foods. It's a bulk food thing. The closest they come is Lansing.
Oh.
South Lansing, not even north areas of Lansing. So you'd have to drive south down like to Oakland and stuff.
You don't think that I wouldn't do that when I'm already there for doctor's appointments?
Well, you are now, but
Right. Before I wasn't.
Yeah. But I think we could get the same stuff through like.
There's some.
Let me shut this off for a second. Oh, okay. So they can get. She gets it with her order. Old Reading Farm. Hi, Kat. Thanks for coming.
Goat Daddy's here.
Yes, Josh is here. He's been in here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yep. And Teaser's got her $2.
Yeah. Story about bread machines. I used to work in a nursing home, and they would they had coffee and bread every week, and it got to the point where they couldn't afford the oatmeal raisin bread to have coffee and toast every week. So they went to Goodwill and bought like 8 bread machines and would home make it, because it literally cost them the cost of one loaf to make 8 loaves of bread.
Yeah.
Yep. And so they would make it every week. They had a whole line of bread machines that they got at Goodwill.
Oh, Capone's Cabin. She's been canning a lot of meat lately.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just saw. I checked out your channel. I think I just saw some videos too about that. If I'm remembering right, I've been checking out a lot of channels in the last 2 weeks.
Backwoods Law. Courtney has nicknamed Josh Goat Daddy because he has baby goats on his farm, or homestead, or whatever he calls it. He's like, Goat Daddy.
Right now, Backwoods Law his head is shaking.
It's probably.
I need a decal. Purple Tea Bear said if you get a decal, a little like you have in the back of my car, that she'll iron it on Bruce's hat so that when he puts his head way down and starts laughing like this, rubble canners can jump up and down on the top of his head.
So she needs iron on.
She needs an iron on. Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta send one to Purple Tea Bear.
We can arrange that.
I wasn't kidding. All right, have fun. Eat your dinner. Thanks, girls. But Earth Garden. Oh, yes. I have done several videos on how to ferment peppers, there's two ways that I do it. Number one, when I want to preserve them without refrigeration, I put them straight up in vinegar, straight vinegar. I don't dilute it, and put them on the shelf. I do not seal them. I do not can them. I just put them in straight vinegar and set them on my shelf until I get ready to preserve them. That's for 3 to 6 months out. The other thing I do is I do some hot sauces, and that was another recipe that I found in a really old cookbook. In fact, it was your cookbook from the church up north.
Oh, okay.
The hot sauce. We did the green hot sauce, and we did the red version of hot sauce. Both of those are just a way to can hot sauce, and you can use any kind of peppers with it. I think the ones we did, we called for jalapenos. So we did some red ones and we did some.
Can we get that book? I know exactly what's that.
Yeah, you want to grab it. Ooh. But I did do videos on all three of those ways. So there should be a red sauce, a green sauce, and peppers in vinegar. And they're shelf stable that way. You don't have to refrigerate them if you put them in pure vinegar. The famous Tabasco sauce company puts their peppers that they're going to make into Tabasco sauce in pure vinegar in oak barrels and leaves them there for 20 years on the shelf until they take them out, puree them, and bottle your sauce. So if they can do it, I can do it.
Is it one that's marked?
It should be, but it was the taco. I don't know if it's called taco sauce in there or
who knows.
Just a minute. Let me see it for a second.
Oops.
This is a community cookbook, and if you notice, I have quite a few recipes I want to try. That's why I said I gotta show them everything. Those are just the ones I want to try, not the ones I've already tried out of this one. But this is a really good Historical Society cookbook for Northern Michigan, and I really enjoyed going through it.
It's actually my grandma. My grandma was one of the main supporters of this cookbook, and so they were a lot of the recipes in here were hers or were very close family members. A few of my aunts.
I haven't canned goat's milk recently, but I have done it in the past, yes. And goat's milk is naturally homogenized, so it actually does really well canning it. So. Oh. So they ate memories on their first trip to the Middle East.
Yes, I read it.
And then they didn't know they were supposed to be yellow till they got the new shipment. My dad was in World War II, and he really they got sick of the same MREs on the Army MREs. He was in the Armored Tank Division in Mindanao, Philippines. And so, there it is, thank you. And so they would trade MREs with the Navy. He thought the Navy had better MREs. I don't know. I've never tasted the Navy's MREs, just the Army's. So, back to your question. If you can see, this is the recipe I got. It is hot peppers, onions, 2 cloves of garlic, tomatoes, half a cup vinegar, salt, and 1 tablespoon sugar. In the blender with everything, the more peppers you use, the hotter the sauce. So it doesn't even give amounts. It's it's a by feel recipe. Cook until tender. When they're almost done, add the vinegar, salt, and sugar, and can like you would tomato sauce. So I hope that helps. But yes, you can do that and keep them out of your refrigerator. Hey, Stephen, Mr. Boots and Bounties here.
He's been here.
I know. She doesn't use a bread machine. She actually makes it. I just have to get her to teach me how to do it.
You're like...
I'm way beyond.
You're way up ahead.
Yeah, way off.
Cone Cabin says she misses Northern Michigan.
Oh.
Backwards Law was picking on me for talking so fast.
Yes, teasers. We get a lot of. I've gotten 2 of my bread machines. Sorry, Leanne. I just every time I knead bread by hand, I wind up with bricks. But I went through 2. So. Oh yeah, now I've come to where you were. They were teasing.
Yeah, Goat Daddy.
Yeah.
See?
Well, I'm trying to get through it. She's only from Central Michigan. She's never been to New York.
I know. I have not.
Yes, that's what I've heard. I've already done 3 turkeys this year before this ever came out, and I've got my own chicken I'm growing. So, yeah, we've got it covered. But if you haven't, now's a good time. Were you the one that said there's no chicken at the grocery store, or was it Jen that there was no chicken today when she went to the grocery store yesterday?
Must have been Jen.
Must have been Jen.
See, and there was no chicken the other day when I went to the grocery store, but I asked for some and got some from one of those, because you know me in Walmart.
Yeah.
But so I asked for some, and she said that the main reason they had a ton of it in the back, but the main reason they didn't have any out on the shelf was they just didn't have anybody to stock it.
Yeah, that happens around here a lot.
Yes, it does.
Yes, I need to work on my artisan bread skills. I've kind of let them lapse. Somebody tell Katie she's in the wrong chat. She's sending me messages from Facebook. She didn't get the memo. She's supposed to be here in this chat.
Is that the other YouTuber?
She's a YouTuber.
Okay. She's one for Saturday. Is she that one?
No.
Oh.
But they're in here. Yes. Extreme Adventure is in here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
and
hello.
they'll be here Saturday. Hey, P Ranch made it. Welcome, welcome. No, I'm talking Tabasco sauce, Bruce. They take the old oak barrels and fill them with Tabasco peppers, and then they cover them with vinegar, and they seal the barrels for 20 years. And that's when that's a good picture. And that's when they take them out to make famous brand Tabasco sauce. And that's straight from the company's website. And if they can do it, I can do it. I just use canning jars. Ooh, yes. Yes. You could make apricot jelly. You can make apricot jelly out of those jars of apricot nectar. In fact, our Dollar Tree sells apricot nectar. You have to kind of look at it. It's next to the guava juice and all of the it's in the Hispanic section of our Dollar Tree. So I bet you have it at your Dollar Tree too. And it's 100% juice, so you can make it to make jelly. And starting from juice when you do jelly is way easier than starting from fruit. Apricot habanero. I am just getting into hot peppers. I have been corrupted. Where are all the pepper people in this chat? I have been corrupted recently by a bunch of people. Where's Dustin from White Family Farm and Joe, Garden State Gardener? There's a whole bunch of them here that have led me into the world of hot peppers, and I've discovered I really like jalapenos. In the last year or so, I've really, really loved having jalapenos in just about everything. So I am going to take it up a notch this year. We'll see. Well, considering my former son-in-law was an army cook, I bet you're right, because I wouldn't let him cook for me. Just saying. And I know Derek's not in here. Although he should be. If he loves his former mother-in-law, he should be watching my channel. Oh, okay. Hey. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I can't wait for your maple syrup video. Hopefully it'll be out soon. I don't think it's quite maple syrup time here, but it's very, very close. Although it did get up in the 40s one day. We probably could have had one day of maple syrup. Oh, that's right. It's only chicken. I do not have any turkey in the basement. You are correct, Bruce. Those are just large chickens in those. I canned large chickens. You're right. Yes. I'm giving away my secrets. My kids don't watch my channel anyway, so even my adult kids. I posted a couple of things that would really upset them just to see if they watched, and not one of them commented. So I know they're not watching. Not even lurking. Oh well. All those hours of watching all those sporting events that I really had no interest in. And they can't even, give me a couple hours of YouTube runtime. I do sourdough. I love to do sourdough. I find sourdough is easier than regular sandwich bread. I just haven't perfected regular sandwich bread for myself yet. I think I overknead it. And according to Leanne, I have way over floured it. I was watching Leanne's video and I went, oh, that's what I've done wrong. She adds flour by the teaspoonful, and I was just adding another half cup. So that might be why mine turned out like bricks. But, that's why we watch each other's videos to see what we're doing wrong and what we can do better. Hey, Diggs. Thanks for coming in.
I do it all by feel.
Yeah, I love the maple nut cakes, C or K rations. Oh, C rations. Yep, that's Navy. I found a lady online that recreates that recipe. I also can cakes. I have not done a maple nut cake, but I have canned chocolate cake and I've canned banana cake. I have to do a video on the banana cake. I lost some of my footage. I've got to get that video out. It's on my to-do list. Close.
My kids are like yours.
Yeah. Whatever. They have their own lives. They're busy. My daughter, I want to say my youngest daughter, but that's not exactly an accurate description. But my youngest birth daughter is getting married in May. And so we have a lot of stuff we're doing for that. So, and she's busy. I know she's busy. Love making Easter bunny bread for Easter in the shape of an Easter. Aww. My mom used to bake a cake. We had a cake pan in a bunny shape, and she would make a cake
I gotta go beat
for Easter.
Not really beat
No, you're just joking. I know
Yes,
that,
I'm
but you
very
don't
much
want to say it like somebody might think you're serious. Especially when the drama tears of getting told no start. I'm not allowed to can tomato sauce. Hubby is Italian, obviously. Yeah. It took me a lot of years to perfect my tomato sauce and my pasta sauce and my recipes how I like it. It took me a while. Okay. Ooh, 3 more. Okay, so we need to be watching P Ranch's channel. They've got some more Mardi Gras videos. There was obviously king cake involved at some point here we were talking about. And Fat Tuesday and 3 more parades. So go over there and watch all the fun.
They're fighting over the bathroom.
Well, yeah. There's 2 of them, but they only want to use the one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Normal kid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I had 4 bathrooms at the old house, and they still wouldn't leave me alone in mine. So good luck with that. Oh, yes. We're next. Oh, all right. Yep, we need to go check that out. And Carol, you were talking about somebody we needed to go check out too. Is that channel already done, or is it after this? Pepper jelly. I love cowboy candy. Okay, here's Purple Tea Bear. Hi, everyone. Hi, Purple Tea Bear. Becca, what? Purple Tea Bear is the one that's going to do the decal for me. Becca's already said she's making my decal. I'll be sending it to you. We'll exchange addresses or PO boxes or something. We've been picking on Bruce while you were gone. I know you don't mind.
So they're married?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So backwards law
Yes.
and purple tea beer.
Yes.
Okay. Can't promise I'll remember that, but I'll try.
Capone cabin bell peppers are $1.89 for one. I'd be growing those. I'd be getting those on a pot on my balcony. That's a lot. That's a lot. Ooh, pickled jalapenos and carrots. Yes. Oh, Dustin. Yes, I asked where Dustin was because he's getting me into hot peppers.
Yes.
And so is Operation Capsaicin, and all those guys are like, I'm starting to watch it and I'm like, maybe I should go a spicier pepper. Because my boys really like hot, spicy stuff. And the hot sauce I've done has not been hot enough. So I have to notch it up. Lacto fermented. Ooh. Lacto fermented hot sauce. Yes. I have done a little bit of lacto fermentation. But I don't think I've done a pepper video. I did some lacto fermented carrots. Those are really good. I'm trying to eat more of that. I'm trying to get a lot more of it into my diet because it's really good. You know, your immune system is driven by your gut health. So a lot of our immune system, by eating fermented foods, it improves our immune system. Or so I'm told. I could be wrong. Do your own research. I am not giving
medical advice.
This is not medical advice. I'm not giving anybody medical advice. I'm just talking about what I'm doing because I want to do it for myself. And this is Dr. Pepper. I'm not a doctor. I just drink it. Yes. Turkeys aren't large chickens. They are just small velociraptors. I agree. Although they're pretty cool.
I miss Thanksgiving. My turkey.
Oh, yes. Everybody, today is Josh's birthday. So everybody say happy birthday to Gardener Josh. If I could sing, I would sing happy birthday to him, but I am not a very good singer. You'd all plug your ears and leave. Yeah. Kids there's some universal themes with kids. Hey, Rims Family Farm. Welcome. Thanks for coming in. Yeah. They never watch Mom's videos, but they tell their girlfriends. Yep. Basically same here. You know. And a lot of my friends don't watch my videos, which is funny. Then they'll ask me, well, how do you do this? And I'll be like, you'll have to watch the video. Oh, canned cake, it does not last very long. Not because it isn't good very long. It's because it's really good and we eat it. But I really only can enough cake like for what I would eat in 6 months. It's not a long-term storage thing. So canning cake is just to preserve it so I don't eat it all at once. I don't do a long-term storage thing. So I would only do enough for a short time. Because there's moisture in it and it can go bad over time, quicker than other things. Oh, I have done chocolate cake and I've done banana cake. And I also can cornbread, baked cornbread. And it is good. And it's always nice to have a little cornbread on the side with your chili. Chili. Yes, I have one video and another one coming out. The chocolate cake video is already on my channel, and the banana cake is coming out soon. The Bob's in the house. Welcome, Bob 942. Ooh, everybody be good. Robert's back.
back.
I have to always behave. Hey, Ben's Over Acres. Welcome. Oh, okay. I did not know that. I don't think I do. I do not have scissors over my chat box because I have the free version. I need to upgrade to the paid version. So, but maybe you could do a video about that and I'd watch it on Wednesday night. If you are not watching Mr. Boots and Bounty to get tips on how to do stuff with your videos and how to set things up, you're missing out. So if you have a channel, you need to go check out Mr. Boots and Bounty and watch his Wednesday nights. And sometimes on Monday nights, he gives some really good tips too. Hey, Joy Blessed Life. Thanks for coming in. I have mute, stop cam, settings, share, invite, and leave studio. And up top, I have edit, and it's showing me that I am live on YouTube and then broadcast. So I don't have it. Like share screen. Let me see. You guys might see something you're not supposed to. I'm going to share my... Nope. It says slides, extra camera, video file, share screen. So,
Which share screen would be showing you from that?
yeah. Okay. Cancel.
So you can do Chrome tab. That'd be about it.
That's it. Yeah, I do not have it. I probably have to have the paid version. I'm guessing. I don't know.
Lisa, you have the free version?
No. I don't know. Comments, banners, brand, and private chat. I don't have a... I'm not tech savvy enough. Just scrolling down here in the chat, trying to get caught up. I'm way behind. Yes, it's not a long-term storage thing, but you can can cake. And I do the little tiny jars, little tiny jelly jars. And that's a single serving for one person. And it's really nice to just be able to open it up. So when I do a regular cake, I do two. One to bake as a regular cake and one to can. And then you bake it in the oven for the same time as the can. Make sure you only fill them halfway because it'll rise halfway. So you fill the jar halfway so it doesn't come up over the top. If it does, you take a knife and cut it over the top. And then you immediately put on a sanitized lid and a ring, screw it down, set it down, and it seals. And it's really easy. These are just short-term things. They're not something you would can for a long time. I have seen store-bought canned bread. I can cornbread. I haven't canned regular bread. I know people that have. If you, specifically the steamed brown bread works very, very well for canning bread. So oftentimes you'll find that in the stores. And I can't think of it's a, I want to say Boston baked bread, but that's not right. It's Boston baked beans. But it's they used to bake them in soup cans in the oven, and then they would seal the cans. And you quite often will find canned bread in the specialty grocery stores. And it's a brown bread and it's a steamed bread. If you find a recipe for steaming bread, it's really more like a cake than a bread. Oh, it is. It is really nice.
It's more like a 3-month thing. It's not a long term.
Yeah, I'm on SteamYard. I'm not on YouTube. I'm not doing the live through YouTube. I'm doing it through StreamYard. So that might be why I can't see it. When I'm on my phone, I do the lives on YouTube, but I'm on the computer tonight. So that's probably why I can't find it.
Free children.
Okay. Thanks, Casey. Oh, and Casey with Boots and Bounty
Mhm.
and Mr. Boots and Bounty, Steven, they're married too. There's a good Wednesday idea. Mr. Boots, how would you go about putting a recipe so that my subscribers can download my recipe cards from one of my videos? So. If anyone else sees the scissors in the YouTube app, let us know.
Joy Boss Life says the scissors are on a computer. They're both on phones. Same phone. Yeah, that I don't.
It's for viewers to clip a snippet of a live stream. It's under the title for us to see at Rebel Canners. Oh, so that's why I can't see it, because I'm already recording it. Watermelon. How do you can? I made watermelon. Actually, I made cantaloupe jelly, but watermelon jelly would be the same way. So you can make jelly out of it.
Pickle it.
You
The
can
rinds.
pickled watermelon rinds. The not the hard green part and not the pink part, but that white in between on the rind. I don't like cloves in mine, so I make mine a little bit different than everybody else does. But yeah, those are two ways. So you can either do the regular or do the rind or both. Yeah, and nobody else is seeing them.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, Northumberland Acres does see it. Okay, so they have it on theirs. So I guess we all better be careful. That's all I'm saying. Yes, I have had people in the Facebook group have good results with canning white bread. They did like the frozen, like little rolls, and they did them in the small cups of jelly jars, the little small jelly jars. They put them in there and baked them. So yes, I have had people do that. I haven't done it myself, but I have people in the Facebook group that do it, and they report good results. Yes, B&M canned bread. Thank you, Capone. That's the brand I was trying to think of that does the canned brown bread, the steamed brown breads. And like I say, if you can buy it in the store, you can can it at home. Okay, that's just weird. You're both on the same phone and one of you has it and the other one doesn't. I don't know what to say. It's just weird. Hey, welcome, Bland's Promised Land Ranch. I've been checking out some of your videos too. I haven't had much time, but there's about 5 channels I've been trying to catch up on some of their stuff. Yeah, my phone just tried to do an update too, so maybe one of them has been updated and the other one hasn't. That's a good point.
We want ice cream now.
Emma has it. She just looked at her phone and it just showed up on her phone. She hasn't had it before. So and Boots and Bounty puts the recipes in the description, so they always have it. I put the recipes in the description unless they're ones in my cookbook, and then I don't because. But most of my recipes you can still get off the Facebook group, because I didn't take them down just because I put them in my book. The scissors are to possibly clip, like if you wanted to clip out a part of this live and use it for demonstration purposes in one of your lives, or something else, you would have it, or just because you wanted it. But yeah, I don't know how to do much on here. I'm just learning. I haven't been on here very long at all, so um I've only been seriously doing YouTube for 2 years. I was going to do a 2-year anniversary video and I haven't done it, but I'm very close to my 2-year anniversary of taking YouTube seriously as a creator. I am now 550 hours away from my 4,000 goal, which is the next benchmark in YouTube. So if you guys have a chance to watch one of my videos, I would really appreciate it if you'd rewatch, or watch one you haven't seen yet. I'm really, really close. So I'm doing the live today. I have a guest for my live on Saturday, and I think they were in here for a little bit. Extreme Adventures. Please go check them out. But they are coming Saturday, and they have something really cool that they've done. I want to share with everybody. Yes, it might be a good reason to do Patreon, where Patreon members get the recipe. Yes, that's a great idea. Yeah, I don't have a Patreon. I had that idea given to me a while, but I haven't really. Right now I'm doing a video every day, so I don't know how I would do any more videos than what I do every day for here. But since November, I have been doing a video every day, sometimes two. Hey, thanks for coming back out of garden. But yeah, so since the middle of November, I think I've only missed one day of posting something. Whether it's my goats, well, they're kind of my goats. I'm sharing my goats. Sharing Jen's goats. Or, because I just love those videos. Or it's gardening, which is something I'm doing a lot more of right now. I've joined Shed Wars, so I'm doing a lot of preparation for when that starts in my garden. So this year, I usually volunteer at a children's camp for 8 weeks in the summer, sometimes 2 different children's camps in 2 different parts of the state of Michigan, and as many as 10 weeks in the summer. I have donated my time to that, and I am not doing that this year. I'm only doing 2 weeks total, unless somebody calls with an emergency. I'm only doing 2 weeks, and so this year I will actually have time to do a garden. So
don't let her fool you. She's stuck at home with me because I'm pregnant.
Who wants to leave when there's a new baby to snuggle? You want to sleep, Mama? You go sleep. I'll snuggle baby. Not a problem. I'll snuggle the baby. Yeah. Not a problem. Yeah. I have no reason to leave when he's, cute and cuddly.
And they literally are.
And they are when they're little. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I got a lot of fun things planned this summer that don't require me leaving too far. And so, yeah, we're going to be doing that. So we'll be doing the garden. I'm going to get my chickens moved from here back to my place. Get the rabbit moved back to my place. And hopefully get the stove fixed so I can be in my place. For more than just the summer.
We went and got chicken feed today.
Yeah.
Guess what Tractor Supply has?
I cannot go to Tractor Supply.
No, you cannot.
I am not to be trusted at Tractor Supply. Did they have anything good? Did they have silkies?
They did not.
Okay.
They only had 4 different kinds.
Okay.
But they had ducks. The brown, the coyote.
Cayuga.
What's the brown?
Khaki
They're all,
Campbell.
yes, all brown ones when they're babies. Yeah. They had those. And then they had a bunch of bantams.
That's what our duck is mostly. Khaki Campbell.
Mm-hmm. They have a whole bunch of bantams.
I want silkies. But I can get silkies. I need to actually talk to her. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Bye, Gil.
Bye, Gil.
I'm not going to be on much longer. Yes, you are correct. You are very much correct. I bought way too many chicks last year. We're not going to discuss how many chicks I have. We're not going to discuss chicken math. I do not do chicken math. It is a secret. And I also have an unlimited supply of hatching eggs for ducks and chickens from my niece. And so we cannot discuss chickens in the spring. It is way too early yet, and I will be into way too much trouble. But we did meat birds last year, and we did chickens, and we have chickens, and we have a duck. Only one duck survived our.
Yeah, for some reason the
For
ducks
reasons.
we bought, they did not live.
And I don't think we hatched any duck eggs either. Usually when I hatch duck eggs,
We-
I do really well.
We had a few, but they didn't hatch.
Yeah. Yeah. So, hey, Operation Capsaicin. I was talking about how you were a bad influence on me, and now I want to grow hot peppers. Or a good influence? I don't know. But now I need to, I feel like I have to step up my game from jalapenos to something worse. So, yes. Tammy cannot go to Tractor Supply because, yes, it means I'm buying all the chickens. And our Tractor Supply has them where they, after they get old, they sell them for $1 a piece. So I really can't be. I've even got ducks for $1 a piece. And they were really old, which is beneficial because that means they fed them longer and they're well started and they're probably going to do well because they're older. And then they sell them to me for less. It's like perfect storm. I just need to get my pens and stuff back up and going because I took down my chicken pen out of the property. And now I need to get it back up. And we did the chicken tractors. So Becca and I built each of us a chicken tractor last summer. So I do have the chicken tractor. But anyway, we don't usually last more than an hour, and we've been going for an hour and a half. But it's been fun. I don't know if I want habaneros. I don't know if I want habaneros or if I want something else. Not bought. I shouldn't say bought. Oh no. I'm just watching Jimmy Pickles and learning from him and learning from you and learning from Garden State Gardener and Dustin. But I don't know. I don't know if habanero is my next step or something else. I don't know. I am doing cayennes. I did a video about the 10 peppers that I want to grow this summer. And cayennes are definitely, I use them for pickling. So I'm definitely growing cayennes. When I was 5, I had a very miserable experience with cayenne peppers. My mom bought a coat, or was given a coat. She was given a coat for me. It was this beautiful little purple coat. It had a little purple muff, and it was just beautiful. And in the pockets of that coat, she did not wash it. So she must have known the person she got it from really well and trusted them. She did not wash the coat. And in the pocket of that coat was several dried cayenne peppers. And every time I put my hands in that pocket and touched my face, I would bawl, and it was miserable. And my mom couldn't figure out for a while why I was always crying and upset and didn't want to put on my coat. And then she found out that in the pockets were some very hot peppers. And every time I touched my face, it burned. So, but yeah, I'm definitely doing cayennes because I want to use them in pickling. I actually like to put them in my bread and butter pickles and they're hot, spicy bread and butter pickles. So I just got to figure out. Well, you can order. His website is on his page. And I put a link to it in my pepper thing. So you can order from him. And he mails them out like right away. It's amazing. I haven't ordered from him yet. Yes, it was horrible. But I don't know why they were in there. I don't remember if my nephews and I picked them out of my mom's garden and stuck them in my pocket or they came with the coat, but they were dried in that coat. And yeah, I kept putting my hands in my pocket and then I touched my face and I was not a happy 5-year-old. So I stayed away from peppers for a while. But my boys really like the hot sauce. In fact, we bought 2 more hot sauces at the local Hispanic grocery store. I'm gonna go grab them. I'll be right back. Hang on. Talk to that back up for a minute. I'll show you what I got.
Vineyard Shakes is back. Oh. New comments. She's not scrolling down. Yeah. Nothing like involuntary masoning yourself, exactly.
So the boys told me I was running low on hot sauce. So for 205, I got 9 3/5 ounces of habanero extra hot home style. That one. And for 205, I got creamy chipotle salsa style hot sauce. Mild. This one they call mild. This one they call hot. So
We'll see.
we'll see how Taco Tuesday turns out next week. Because I am well stocked now with oh, wow. There you go. Yeah, you'll just have to talk to him. Go on one of his lives and talk to him. Yes, nothing like involuntarily macing yourself.
I laughed at that too.
Oh. Hi, Kelly. Thanks for coming in. Yes, my boys have been really into hot sauce, and I've discovered I like a lot more hot things now as I got older. So I do like chipotle. I love Subway's chipotle sauce, and I think this one looks a lot like that. So maybe it will taste. And you can buy their, by the way, I know this. You can buy their hot sauce from them. They will sell you just hot sauce at Subway.
Will they?
That's what she was telling us last time we were in there. I was like, Oh.
I don't want Subway.
Sorry.
Why? You hate me, I swear.
No. Yes. In moderation. Yes. And I get that every time I go in there. Every time I go in there. Yes. My son has to have ranch with every meal. I think he puts ranch on his eggs in the morning.
It's ketchup for us.
Yeah.
Here with our kids.
I was always ketchup growing up. But now my kids are all ranch. And then I just like different things. I like to try different things. So we have a lot of condiments in the refrigerator. But it makes things taste different. So every time you have it, it can be different. So
We do.
I like bell peppers raw, but I don't like them cooked. Well,
They do not agree with me.
They do not agree with you.
Either way.
Yeah.
They do not like me.
The older I get, the spicier I like my food.
Oh,
So
I like it spicy. Bell peppers are okay. But for some reason, they don't like me and like to come back up.
Yeah. 100 hot sauces. Ooh. There is a restaurant in the town near here that used to have the whole wall was different, like a whole collection of it's sealed. You couldn't just walk over and use them, but they were all sealed of hot sauces. Their whole wall was just like it was wallpapered with shelves of hot sauces.
They also are my favorite burger joint. They have the best burgers.
They do. The red, yellow, or orange bell peppers sauteed are excellent. Hey, Lewis is here. Okay, Lewis, we will all go out and check out your channel. I've dropped the link before, but I am so glad you're doing some more videos. We'll go check those out. Awesome. I can't wait to see it. Yeah, it was amazing. The wall of hot sauce was amazing. You would have loved it. You would have definitely loved it.
They've actually taken it down now.
I know it's not there the last time I went there, but it was impressive. They had I don't know how many bottles. And it was probably 30 to 50 feet long, and all the way, to the 8 to 10 foot ceiling, just peppered in sauce.
Yeah, they
Yes.
remodeled a couple years ago and took most of it down.
So yes, please help me get my hours. I'm at 550. If I could, hopefully this live will help me with quite a bit of that. But yes, please help. I'm just at the last little bit. It'll just be fun to get monetized and actually make it to that point. I've been doing this for a while, and it's just fun to get to those points where you're good, and to meet your milestones. And I set a goal of how many videos I was going to make this year, and then I decided I'm just going to see how long I can make a video every day. And I've missed one day since the middle of November. So, and I have 18 scheduled out throughout the year between now and Christmas that are already done. So when I go on vacation, I already have some scheduled for that. So I am going to get off of here now. I really, really, really appreciate all of you for coming in. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. There's a lot of great channels in this chat. So if you haven't met my friends here in the chat, you need to go check out their channels and watch some videos, because I think you'll all really like each other's content. So I'm going to say goodnight now. Thank you, everyone. And I will see you on Saturday's live. It's Saturday at 11:30. If you're available, pop in. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday morning at 11:30. See you, everyone.
Hit the thumbs up.
Thank you.